Yo, this is the Gentlemen's Club Podcast, episode 52.
Yes, sir.
52 of them things. This is your boy Cardell, reporting live from the Gentlemen's Club basement. I'm sitting with my girl,
Amanda. What's up?
over there in the back.
Podcast Poppy.
Love that.
Hey guys, it's me. It's Zach.
How y'all feeling, man?
I'm feeling great.
Okay.
I am blessed and highly favored.
Wowzers. Okay, I see what you're manifesting. I see what you're manifesting.
Yeah, you got to talk to yourself like well. You know what I mean?
I see it.
We getting there.
I heard you, man. Mm-hmm. Doing decent, man.
How was your weekend?
It was really good, actually. Friend of mine, known since high school, birthday, and then went out to their place, and they got like 5 acres of land.
Wow.
That I did not know that they had.
It's funny when you find out about your friends.
Yo, for real, because like we went to a concert once, dropped them off, and it's really dark out there. So when I'm dropping them off, it's like, bro, you can't even see shit, and you just see this house. And I never knew you had.
Like you rekindled the friendship, or
we kick it just in public places.
I see.
Yeah. And I got on this little mini bike and whatnot, man. And they got like a whole trail
That's
that you
so
could
fun.
go out.
Yeah.
Bruh. Almost busted my shit multiple times. Had a fucking blast on
I
that.
found out one of my friends, his family had his parents had like an outhouse in the backyard, like in the most awkward of ways.
Yo, it's
I
weird.
said, wait,
Yeah, I'm like, that's
I've
sketchy.
known you for a while.
And that was the thing. It was like, bro, I didn't even know you had all this. A giant bonfire pit, a small pond,
Wow.
like a hammock. You know what I'm saying? Like, where do you find two
Let's
trees?
go camping.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's practically a campground.
Wow.
And so that was really peaceful. Really enjoyed that,
Cool.
man. It was really enjoyable.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. What the fuck we talking about today, man?
Amanda, what's going on in your life? How you doing?
Thank you, Zach, for asking. Yeah, I was just
Wasn't 45 seconds ago or anything.
I'm sorry.
I'll
do better.
It was funny. It was a good joke. Anyways, so you had a great weekend. For me, I feel like for some reason, when it's hot girl summer, when it's summertime shy, it's like you have this feeling of like you see everybody on social media doing stuff, doing shit on rooftops, on yachts, out here.
Yeah.
And then if you can't match that same energy, it definitely feels like a little bit of emptiness there.
That's a fact. You're not wrong.
Yeah, so for me, it's just like, I felt like a little bit bothered. Is that the word? Like,
I don't know if that's the
comparing
word.
yourself, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, in my personal opinion, fuck them.
Yeah. Yes.
Keep pushing, Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
that's
mean,
true.
like I said, I know that as I've gotten older and things like that my circle has gotten a lot smaller. Like I said, too, I did leave the country for a long period of time, and so I lost a lot of friends and like a lot of support that I had.
Right.
So it's definitely been a challenge coming back and realizing that the fun friends that I used to have, they not there when things really get rough.
Right. When you need them.
When things get tight.
Yeah,
when you need support.
Right. And even if you need support from a distance, they're not always there. And so it's been a tough situation to realize that I'm on the right path, I'm doing the right things, but
That's just lonely.
Yeah, it is. It gets
That's just
lonely,
lonely
and
for
it gets hard when, like I said, you kind of second guess yourself, like, am I doing the right things? Because I don't have this giant. But I think, like I said, I always think, is that circle, is who you have in your life supportive? And are they there for you? And my circle is great, but it's just not a very big circle.
Right. Yeah, it gets smaller.
Yeah.
And it's like there's been a giant push for entrepreneurship, people becoming business owners.
Yeah.
How do you... All right, go ahead.
There's a lot of fake business owners out there.
Yeah, like I said,
A lot of fake entrepreneurs.
Quick
if
question.
you have an entrepreneur in your Instagram bio, please delete now because you are a drug dealer.
I don't know.
There's still an entrepreneur.
Oh, shit.
No, it's a bomb, but all of them. Fuck it. No, but that's still an entrepreneur.
I felt about 15 emotions when she said that I was lost.
That's still an entrepreneur, man.
Nah, it ain't.
All right, then.
You're not an entrepreneur legally.
Okay, but check.
The feds can fuck up this situation at any moment.
Okay, but listen, is it wrong for people to? What if that is their goal? They might not have the right direction.
They need to stop watching Scarface.
Okay, so watching Snowfall doesn't help.
Oh.
We are the generation that.
Yo, if you watch the last season of Snowfall and say, "Yo, I'm gonna move weight," there is a problem. Shit got rough.
Yeah, you're right.
No, I think like a lot of people, like I said, like for some reason, like right now, there's a huge push for creating your own business, creating your own. And like I said, you have to be working, you have to have a side hustle, you have to do all this stuff, which, like I said, I'm working towards,
right.
Which makes it hard to have steady friends and things like
right.
that. But my thing is that this push is very difficult because, like I said, we need health insurance, we need stability. We're not in the place. If you don't have money, like,
already,
it's difficult for you to be making these moves and also feel the need that you have to.
That doesn't, and I don't think that gets talked about a lot.
Yeah.
Like we see the highlight reels naturally, you know what I mean? And we want to be supportive on the internet and congratulate our friends. Congratulations on this. I see you doing your thing. But what's the difference between doing the corporate thing and working for a job and building it that way versus trying to do it on your own?
They're completely different. They're different mindsets, and I'm starting to learn that they shouldn't be.
Okay.
But they are completely different mindsets where it's like when you decide to get into corporate world and, you know, you're just going to live that corporate life, it's like, all right, I work here so I don't have to think about the stress levels of things.
Yeah.
So that when 5 o'clock comes, you know, I'm checking out mentally.
Right.
And it's happy hour.
Right.
But if you want any kind of career advancement,
Yeah.
you have to think like an entrepreneur.
And also, like, there is a huge difference of having something yourself and you built this yourself.
For sure.
I mean, it takes a lot of work, and I would love, Zach, for you to speak on that because I know you guys are building your business, which is amazing. Drop a applause or a bomb
Of
or
course,
something.
absolutely.
Because, yeah,
Only
congratulations.
because you asked me to.
Well, congratulations. That's amazing.
Absolutely.
And it's your own.
Yeah. There was a lot of...
Because we're talking about this topic, this is not something that I would normally open up on a public forum, but I will talk about it because of my unique understanding of it and my unique experience, especially as of late. Going into business ownership is incredibly stressful. I don't want to scare people away, but I want to be incredibly honest with you, and you have to understand this. The shit is fucking hard.
You working 24/7.
Even if, like, say in my specific situation where my fiance is running the deli, she's doing the daily ops and all that stuff, it still affects me. It has to affect me because I do a lot of the back office stuff. I do a lot of the business management type stuff because that is my background. That is what I've done as far as my career has been concerned for years. But even if it wasn't, deciding to be a business owner, financially deciding to put all that into it, it affects you.
It's a risk as well.
Yeah.
There are things that you don't even think about having to worry about that you have to worry about. There's two things that nobody ever thinks about when they decide to go into business. Workman's comp.
Oh, yeah. That's a huge one.
Workman's comp. I'll expand it. Workman's comp, unemployment, and insurance.
Insurance. That's a huge one.
That's a big one. That's a big one for everybody.
Nice.
There's
universal health care, please.
There is
Okay.
personal insurance and business insurance. Because guess what? No matter what industry that you are in, you have to have insurance on your business.
That's true.
And
Most places, especially if you have a brick and mortar building, it is in your lease, it is in your contract. You have to have it.
yeah, if something happens, if you spread it, like as a fire or something.
Yeah, for sure.
No, but
Accidents
also
happen.
the thing of it is too is like you're in a unique position too because if you have a family, like a lot of people go years without having health insurance personally, but when you have a wife and you have kids, you can't let them go without insurance. Like a child, they have regular checkups all the time. Like
Yeah.
From like 26 to 29, I didn't have insurance.
right.
For like 26,
Hey,
29, I had
listen.
zero health insurance at all, and then 29.
It's out here
my
winging it.
fiance-
No one should do this, by the way.
Hey, it was
but-
out here
yeah,
winging it.
I am not good
But
at
it's-
Yeah, out here
glorifying this
winging
at
it.
all.
But
Winging
it's
it.
necessity. It was a necessity at
But
that
once
time.
once my
Totally.
fiance got pregnant, it was like, okay,
Yeah, you
this
have
can't
to.
happen
Yeah,
anymore.
right.
And granted, my insurance situation isn't perfect right now because when she works at our business, I've been unemployed since February. So we were paying for personal insurance, which I have to tell you, private insurance, it's
different.
I am starting to believe it is more of a scam because how much I had to pay for private insurance and what they actually covered, I'm better off on my own.
Right.
I was literally what they actually covered versus and compared to how much I pay for it, I'd have been way better just paying out of pocket and not having insurance.
Right. Right.
For like doctor checkups. I'm not talking about hospital bills or anything. I
Yeah,
didn't
her
get to that.
giving birth.
Yeah. I didn't get to that point, but honestly,
It's like
I'm glad
$20,000.
I'm glad we didn't get to that point.
Right.
Obviously, those that that don't know, I did re-enter the corporate world not because I feel like I failed as a business owner, but because there are certain things that like you have to be able to do.
Absolutely.
I have to be able to, like, I own a restaurant, and anybody that is in the restaurant world, from the business side of it, you're not going to make money for the first 2.5 years.
And see,
So-
that's a huge risk. Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. It's a very big risk.
I can't not be in the work. I can't actually have a job. I have to work because I have to account for that 2.5 years of the business potentially losing money.
Right.
My family still has to eat. I have a mortgage that I have to pay. There's other bills that have to be paid. We have car notes, insurance, all of this
All
other
of the
shit
above.
on the personal
You got a
side.
whole
Right,
kid.
right.
So I have to continue to be in the corporate world.
Yeah.
But me being in the corporate world is not a permanent thing.
It's a means
I
to an end.
promise you, there are things, and we have talked about it off air, that are coming. And when they get here, I will have an amazing retirement party.
Do you see the twinkle in his eye?
Yeah, he's very.
I love
passionate
it.
and
Yeah, I
excited
love
about
it, and that's what I like to see.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
Yeah,
I
of
love
course.
to see it. I love to see. people
Ashton knows
passionate
me
about
well
that.
enough, Amanda. We are still getting to know each other very well. But when I say these things, I mean it.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I don't play around with certain shit. It's coming.
Heard
Yeah,
you.
and that's what I'm saying. You got to manifest it. And I think it does hit different when it's yours, when you built it, when you created it. I mean, not to say you can't have pride in your work, like working from a corporate standpoint. You absolutely can.
Right.
But it's just, it hit different. I think when you built it, you created it. And like when your restaurant, I mean, it already is a success, but I mean, when you start making money and you built this, like, first of all, it's a family owned thing. Like, that's so amazing to me that,
That's a different energy to
Yeah.
have, to be working with your family. I think you're very blessed to have that, and I know a lot of people do that, but to see it up close
Yeah.
and to think about it, you're very blessed to have that, to be working with your family towards a common goal and to be in business together. That's a beautiful thing.
Was this something that Sarah always wanted to do?
I think she would be better off to say that, to speak on that than me, but I will say this.
Sarah, come join us.
I've been trying.
Yo,
I've been
that's
trying to get out here.
Good times. That's gonna be a blast.
Yeah.
But I'll say this, is that she knew enough to be able to do it, one, and two, she was very passionate about making it happen when she brought it to me. So even if it wasn't a lifelong dream to do this, it is something that she was very passionate about, and that's the only reason why I supported it.
Right.
That's fair.
That's awesome, though.
I've been around people that talk. I've been around people that talk my entire life. We all have.
Yeah,
And this is a prime example.
I've been one of those people.
So
Look at you acknowledging your shit.
No, I gotta be real.
Me too. Yeah, of course.
I've talked about a lot of things. Yeah,
I got a bone to pick with you, but
He's always got a bone to pick with you.
it's crazy, ain't it? No, but
it's with love.
Yes,
and
I know, of course.
but that's why I'm not mad, because you genuinely need friends like that. People that, hey, I got something to say to you.
This is why the circle need to be tight.
That's a fact.
Because, right, I don't want those fake friends who are not going to push me, who are not in the same mindset as me. I don't want them.
Well,
That's true.
There are those
know
friends
what I mean?
there are the friends that love having the conversation about these kind of things. It's like, man, one day we're gonna make millions of dollars, and it's gonna be crazy, and it's crazy, awesome. It's
Right.
like, all right, how are we gonna do it?
Yeah, and again, we talked about this like off camera, but if you're doing the same thing as 5 years ago, you have to be better.
That's
like
true.
if you're doing the exact same thing of 5 years ago, then you haven't pushed yourself. you haven't changed at all. And to me, like, and again, like, I think that is growth, and I think that's how you be better.
For sure.
If I have, like, that's why I had to drop friends who I felt weren't growing with me.
Oh no, that's a fact.
You know what I mean?
That's
This
a big fact.
is going to be the really awkward part of this episode.
Okay.
So, I have nothing against the people that decide that they're perfectly fine where they are in life. This is not a shit on you session.
Of course.
But on the flip side, you have to be able to understand where my mindset is, and that there is a certain level of complacency that I can't have.
That's a fact.
Well, I love the way you said that. Yes, that's beautiful.
And being around complacent people
Makes you complacent.
It's negative. It's negative towards my goal.
Yep.
That makes sense.
I still love you all. I still care about you. I just can't hang out with you every Friday night. Not only do I have goals business-wise, I have a family that I'm trying to advance and move forward and lead into a certain direction. And me going out bar hopping every Friday, Saturday night, no offense to those that do so, because that's how you unwind and have fun and etc.
Yeah, they're in a
Very
different
true.
they're in a different
I
perspective.
understand it. It's just not how I can move.
Yeah, me too.
That makes sense. Definitely guilty of that.
And like I said, for me too, I'm a personality where I really feed off of other people. So there's people who can really like disconnect, but for me, I feed off of your energy. So I can't, like I said, when I came back, it was very difficult for me because I was in a different place. And so being surrounded by people that just weren't matching that energy.
Yeah,
and again, right, exactly. There's no shade to that person. There's no shade to those people. But like, I just couldn't, I was being affected by it.
Yeah, you grow in different places.
Yeah.
And especially like just to speak to when you're feeding off energy and whatnot, if you're when you're creative in a different kind of way, that is where you get a lot of energy. Sometimes sitting by yourself does not inspire a lot, and you can find yourself being stuck there. So when you go out and move around, you live life.
Yep.
You find a different kind of energy. You get to go experience things, see how people are moving. All of those things can help add
Your
to
creativity.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. But like I said, it's all good energy you want. Like that's the thing. Is like I said, it's also not inspiring if you are around the same people that haven't grown at all. You know what I mean?
And you know what though, I've definitely been guilty of that, and it took me a little bit to realize that I was the one stuck running in place.
Oh, we've all been there for sure.
My biggest thing, I realize a lot of things, but people just don't talk about it. And in my personal opinion, when you talk about it, you can give those people a better understanding of where you're at, so they don't take it personally. Because I've had a lot of friendships go sour like that because people are like, bro, you don't hit me up no more. We don't do this. Oh, you're so focused on this, like, and because of how they feel, because it wasn't addressed, now they're looking at you like, oh, what you think you're gonna do this and this? Well, yeah, that's the goal. But you're not really talking to them genuinely about how you feel and how you view things.
I look at that completely different.
Okay.
I look at it from a standpoint of, if I have a goal, if I have a dream, and I'm putting my all into it, then you really shouldn't hold it against me if I'm actually putting in the work. If you see I'm putting in the work and you say, all right, why are you wasting your time? Because that is the comment that you get.
Right.
Is, all right, bro, when are you going to give up? And it's really, and I know a lot of people, it's really funny to say, is like, all right, when you going to give up your SoundCloud rapper career? I'm not.
No, I just know what you're saying.
Yeah,
I just know what you're saying.
You've heard that before.
Oh, for sure.
2 Chainz got on in his 30s.
That persistence to stick with it. Sometimes it's not your time.
Let me tell you, you have to believe in yourself more than anyone else does. And that's the successful people in the world. Many people have told them. I've learned this so much.
Got to be insane with it.
You have to literally believe in yourself more. Like I said, people like, I think of Tiffany Haddish. She may not be everybody's cup of tea, okay? Because she is, I feel some type of way about her.
Different.
She's successful.
Well, that's what I mean. And you know what? She talks about it more than anything. She was older when she became successful. She's in her probably late 30s, early 40s, I would say.
Yeah.
But she got successful in her 30s, late 30s. And she talks about it. She was like, I everything I did worked towards this goal, and I told myself I was going to be famous. Now, I'm not saying famous is everybody's success, and I don't think it should be.
I think it's successful.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. But for her, she was like, I want to be famous. I want to be successful. I want to be an actress. And she believed in herself. And like I said, she's not sometimes my cup of tea, but I respect her hustle so much.
You have
Sure.
to.
Because she's like, I don't care what I say.
Yep.
Somebody likes it out there.
They're
You know?
some of the best rappers in the game
Yep.
right now are touching their 40s, and they just got on within the last 3 to 4 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm
There's
not,
a huge wave of that right now. Huge.
very much so.
I know I brought up 2 Chainz, but there's a lot of other artists I could bring
And
up.
they are some of the best rappers in the world, or that are making music today. And just from my standpoint,
Now, some of you SoundCloud rappers should quit.
yeah, that's also a fact.
That's a different topic.
That's a different topic. But just even coming from that point, like all of that is inspiration. I'm supporting and clapping for everybody that's
Yep.
working towards and going towards those things, especially in the music aspect. But sometimes you really do have to, first of all, you have to make sure you're doing everything within your power to make sure that you're achieving your goals. And then you still have to just know that it might not be your time. And if you truly believe in it and love it like that, stick with it.
And the thing of it is that we also think, what is success? My thing is that if you are pursuing your passion, even if you're a SoundCloud rapper for the rest of your life, if that's something, you got to manifest. But if
Hey,
you,
your shit on Apple Music, bro.
That's a fact. I rap better than a lot of y'all niggas.
see, I like that energy.
That's just a fact.
I like
man.
that energy.
That's a fact.
But what I mean is that, like, yeah, like if you believe, if you're passionate about that, and even if you stay forever and you just doing music forever, good for you. Like,
Right.
at least you like stepped out of your comfort zone and did something that maybe people didn't believe in, but you believed in it.
True.
So I mean, like, for me, I'm just like I said, to me, success is different for everybody. And like I said, don't ever shit on somebody for doing something that you are too scared to do.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know what I mean?
One thing I can say is just like, if I could never go anywhere, right? But to my core, I love creating in whatever way that I can. Like, I just love it. And I do realize though that it doesn't necessarily make sense. If it don't make sense, it doesn't make sense.
Sure.
That's
To a
correct.
degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a very real thing. The goal should be to find a way to make a living from what you love to do.
Yes, of course.
But at the end of the day, I could die right now, would be completely happy with the experiences and how much I got to push myself and the creative things that I was able to do and all of the creative people I'm able to meet. Shout out to all of y'all, because y'all are amazing. Yeah. I'm surrounded by a lot of creatively amazing people, and
I know a lot of those people, yeah.
that in itself is a blessing.
And I love, like I said, I love, just like when Zach was talking, like the twinkle in his eye. Like, I love meeting people and you see that twinkle in his eye, and you may not understand it. Like, I don't understand rapping at all. I don't have a music bone in my body. I don't. But I can appreciate someone who,
The energy behind
yeah,
it when you're
course.
passionate about it, for sure.
Of course, yeah,
Absolutely.
I love that. I love meeting people like that, and like are not afraid to just be themselves, even if people say, I don't understand what you're doing.
Okay.
The most successful people that you all idolize and we all look up to and say, man, I want to get to where they are. Their friends looked at them like they were crazy.
That's a
Yeah.
fact. Or they looked at them and didn't necessarily support. Or
They didn't support. They said,
didn't think
"Why
you
are
were going
wasting
anywhere."
Time, all that stuff. So from the creative side of it, I will say this: if you believe in yourself, if you're willing to put in the work, if you are adamant that you are going to be successful, keep pushing. Do not let people discourage you from your goal.
And it can be a lonely road out there, I'm telling you.
fact.
You could be the next.
Yeah.
Insert inspiration.
right.
They all started there.
For sure. That whole, I'll even speak to it myself, that when you're watching other people advance and they're doing more things, and even if you're looking at the people who are in the highest spot of performing in whatever area that you're passionate about, you got to realize, like, once they're up there, there's a lot more behind that. There's a whole team. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different things. So don't let that discourage you, because it has discouraged me. I've definitely been in that place
course.
where you're seeing all of these things and you're just like, damn.
From a creative standpoint, it's like you'll see people create a bubble.
Yep.
They'll create a bubble because it's like, okay, anybody that is not with helping me reach my goal, I have to dead them. Not out of disrespect, not out of, fuck you. It is literally, if I'm going to reach my goal, I have to be hyper focused on it.
Yep.
And if you're not willing to contribute to it, then I don't have time. It's not, again, not that I don't love you.
Of course.
Exactly.
And
I just don't have time.
And I've been on both sides of that. I've said that to people and they took it offensively, and people have just reacted that way, and I took it offensively.
But when
And I had to check my emotions on that.
it's so funny because when you become successful, they'll come back around.
Like, yo, I always believed in you.
Yeah.
I knew you could do it.
Why is that? Why does the support only come after you've made it?
Like I said, you guys, like I have a unique experience because when I left, like you just don't. It's humbling. It's a very humbling experience when I left and like no one, like a lot of people didn't contact me. It's such a humbling experience because you're just like they don't care if you like. When I came back, everyone's like, "Oh, that's awesome what you did and everything," and I'm just like, where were you when I was super lonely and like upset, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it is a very unique experience. And like I said, I'm sure, like I'm not comparing myself to anyone like that, but I'm
Right.
saying when you do something that's a little bit out of the norm and people don't really understand it, people definitely like it was really a unique experience to have people like not care anymore when you're not there and they can't see what you're doing or they don't understand what you want.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay, I get
So
you.
what I was talking about was a hypothetical bubble. You put yourself in a literal bubble.
Yes. Yes,
To
exactly.
where like people couldn't see you, they couldn't reach out to. Well, they could reach out to you, but it is don't see, don't care.
Yeah.
That's very much so what it is.
True.
And in some instances, it's like you shouldn't take it personally because you made that choice for you. You didn't make that choice for
Absolutely.
other
Other
people.
people.
And I knew it. I kind of knew that coming in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They could just
And a
want people
lot
to
of
support you.
especially if you're making that drastic of a move in your life, 99% of people aren't going to understand it.
Right. And like like I said, a lot of people think you're crazy and why would you ever do that? Why would you know what I mean? And that's why I said, like, I think I now know, like, going through therapy and stuff like that, when people tell you, are you crazy, are you this, I'm like, oh, I'm doing something right.
They're projecting their own fear.
Yeah.
That's all they're doing.
Yep.
That's a fact.
And like I said, I'm like, you think I'm crazy? Like, and I know that cheesy quote, but I always use it like, if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. And I use that because if I'm terrified of something, I'm like, this is right.
Yeah.
This is right for me. Not always, but when your dreams, if you're scared of someone, I'm like, if you're scared of someone, don't see that person.
Yeah, right.
I meant like your dreams or your goals or your careers. Like
course.
if you don't have anxiety over it, is probably not the move because you staying comfortable.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
I guess to flip it onto the corporate side, because again,
Yeah.
I don't ever want to like badmouth people or belittle people for deciding to be in the corporate world, because it is important.
It is.
Members of the corporate society are absolutely important because they are what keep that machine going, and we all need it at the end of the day. There are some of us that have a desire to be on a different path, and I encourage those to be on that path as much as you can. I will say this about the corporate world, because I see a lot of people stuck in those lower level positions and complaining about that. This is the advice that I'll give. If you want to advance in the corporate world, you got to treat it like you're an entrepreneur.
You gotta go in there every day.
You have to treat it like it's your
Yes.
business. Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And you have to go in there today and give it your all. Like, give it your all.
Thinking about that even when you're not clocking.
Because the company is never going to advance anybody.
That's not
that is
bringing
just
value.
bringing 9 to 5 in.
Yeah. You have to bring added value. Other ideas.
You got to
Something
come in, hey, this weekend I was thinking about this, and what if we blah, blah, blah. Maybe not in that literal, not in, that's a really like,
That's very, very, very basic, generic way to speak to it.
but you have to be able to show it.
For sure. That's true.
There's a lot of good books out there. I might start doing book reviews on this podcast.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
That'd be good.
But there's a lot of good books out there to help channel that. One of them that I will suggest to everybody is a book that I actually just read, From Good to Great by Jim Collins.
Okay.
It can help you channel getting past that mediocrity that a lot of people live in and don't realize it.
That's a fact.
So that is my 2 cents on it.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like if you are at a job, because I know I've seen people jobs have sucked the energy out of you, sucked the passion out of you.
Man, listen.
And if you are at a job like that, like I recommend, like I said, I know it's tough, even me, right? Like it's tough because you need salary, you need all of these things to just live, to just exist. Right. But I always say, like, don't just exist. Like
it can be a means to an end.
Yeah,
like you can use your job to fund your side hustle.
Your passion.
Yeah, of course.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, if you're stuck in a job that sucks your energy out, first off, try to find a new job. But secondly, do something in your life that brings you joy, that brings you passion. Because if you just suck in the life, someone just sucking the life out of you, just don't waste your time doing that.
You'll retire and you didn't do anything, and you'll be full of a lot of regret. And most older people that I speak to, especially parents, grandparents, the one thing that they always have is regret.
Yeah.
Of what they didn't do.
I wish it was a big thing when my pops said, he said, don't give this up. My pops is a badass bass player.
Love that for him.
Loves Prince. My pops is a man of many great things. And all the time, our conversations revolve around things that he wish he did. I wish I would have stuck with this. I wish I knew this. A whole bunch of regret. It's channeled properly, but a lot of the times, a lot of older people have regret.
And I think this new generation, we really do things passion forward. Like
we about it.
Yeah,
this generation is.
And
about
I mean,
it.
we learned from there because, like I said, our parents did a lot of things, and like I said, I'm so grateful. That's the reason why I'm able to do things now, is because they made so many sacrifices for me, and they survived. They were in survival mode.
Yeah,
and
that's a
like I
different
said,
energy.
and especially my parents, they did everything for us, and now me and my brother are quote unquote successful because we were able to.
Right, they set the foundation for sure.
Yeah. So, but I mean, we are very much this generation where we're like, no, we're not just gonna be a corporate robot and do what we're supposed to do. We want to be passionate, and there's good and bad sides to that.
Yeah. When they hit you with the conversation of, all right, so what you gonna do? And it's just like, no, I'm gonna do this, and it's like, okay, that's cool, but until
what are you gonna do?
Those conversations do happen, and sometimes your drive and your sole belief in what you want to do is what changes their mind. So now they support.
I have a conversation with my mom, and this is kind of counteractive to like what you just said, Amanda. But I think that they're both right. Your parents made sacrifices for you guys. I'm taking risks for my son.
Go off with that. Drop a bomb.
Please. Urge you.
Love that.
Urge you.
I feel like for the generations that come behind us, it's going to be so much easier for us to teach them the way if we've actually gone the way.
Right. That's true.
I can teach my son how to be self-reliant and say, you never have to work a day in your life for another company other than your own if you don't want to, and here's how.
Right.
Compared to my parents don't understand my entrepreneurial energy because they've only worked for somebody. And that's not a slight.
Yeah, but it's what they know and what they also grew up.
Right. That's what they
provided you the foundation and everything that you needed to get to this point.
They had a different kind of stability. You know what I mean?
They raised me, go to college,
Yeah.
Get a degree, get a nice job, get a pension, retire.
Because that's what they know works for sure. They know that works. It's proven to work.
I did one of those things.
Right.
That's all I did.
Right.
Because I've always challenged that system.
Me too. Yeah.
And I know, and I don't know, but I feel like if my children ever want to go the same route as me, then I can help them with that.
I'm gonna get emotional. Like I'm just like so moved right now.
If my children decide they want to go the corporate route, I will never discourage them from that. If that's who you are, your core, that's who you want to be,
right.
That is fine. I will help you do that. I think it's a lot easier for me to do that from the entrepreneurial side than vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So just taking the leap, pass or fail.
Yep. We're proud. I'm proud of you.
I'm building knowledge for my children to be able to eat off of.
Yeah, and you can make those mistakes. And like I said, like I think, you know, especially in the passion race, I think there was like this really terrible thing about making a mistake. Like I don't want to lose everything. And again, to me, it's like you're not living if you don't risk things, if you don't take those chances, because this is all we have. Right.
Yeah, living in fear is never the answer.
No, yeah, this is all we have, and I never want to regret.
Scary place to be.
Anything else for you guys?
No. I have a final parting message. Follow your dreams. Work hard. We are now at over 100 subscribers on our YouTube channel.
That's amazing.
And what may not be, I'll let that bomb right all the way out.
It's only the beginning.
Yeah, for sure. What may not be a big number to a lot of people is a big milestone for us when you just organically built something and you just threw it out there.
We have intentionally not taken shortcuts. I know that behind the scenes we talk about this a lot. There's a lot of things that we could have done to juice the numbers. And
we purposely avoid them.
We have absolutely purposely avoided them. There was one particular situation where we could have absolutely trended on all social media. But for the sake of who we are, integrity, and the people that it would have hurt, we chose not to do that.
Right.
Not saying that we're better than anybody, and no, that's not what I'm getting at, but I'm saying that because we decided to do it this way, 100 subscribers is so much more important to us than it would have been if we did it the other way.
Facts.
We understand that the people that are trying that subscribe to us, they only do it because they legitimately fuck with us, and we appreciate that. Here's to 100 more, 1,000
Yay.
more, 1,000,000 more.
Facts.
With that same mindset, integrity, and feeling towards the Gentlemen's Club podcast.
I swear I'm gonna cry.
My new goal is to get as deep as possible so I can get that tear to just drip.
Yeah, that's
I'll
so
zoom
beautiful.
in for it.
Oh, that's funny.
That's just so cool.
But this means a lot to all of us here. I think Amanda was the one that was saying, I keep refreshing the page. I keep refreshing
Right.
the page to see.
And we get close.
I was
And-
so excited. I was
and
so
please-
excited.
yeah.
And so you guys know that is how we all feel about this.
Facts.
We all show it in different ways, but we all definitely feel it inside. That there is that much support for the Gentlemen's Club podcast. It is because of you guys that we keep coming here. Hell, if we got 5 views a week, probably would have given up by now.
That's true.
Granted, the numbers aren't where we necessarily want them to be, but they'll never be.
Right. That's true.
Because we all want growth.
That's a fact.
With that, I thank all of you for listening, subscribing, sharing, as always.
And this is the motherfucking Gentlemen's Club podcast.